Sometimes the simplest solution is the right answer. When it comes to prepping food for emergencies, canned goods are extremely hard to beat. And I wanted to remind everybody as to just how easy it is to store away 2 weeks worth of food when it comes to canned goods and not having to think about any of the other logistics related to the food in the sense of having to cook it or needing water for it or anything else like that. So, what you see right here, like I said, is 2 weeks worth of food, or about. It's 27,240 calories worth of food. And it's got a decent balance to it in the sense of protein and fat and nutrition, so it'll get you through 2 weeks as a single person at about 2,000 calories a day. And everything you see right here costs $120. So for 2 weeks worth of food, 120 bucks is kind of hard to beat, especially when you don't have to do anything to it. You can just open the can and eat it. And I got all of this at Walmart, and this is just a reminder of how easy it is to have a decent amount of extra food put away. And then all the cans you see here expire either in 2025 or 2026. So I'm gonna get 2 to 3 years out of this food if I don't touch it at all. And of course, when it comes to canned goods, using a rotational pantry is a good idea, but we need to remember how easy it is to actually be prepared for food shortages or for rationing or for an emergency where you can't access a grocery store. $120 to invest in making sure you can eat for 2 weeks straight is a no-brainer, at least in my opinion. Now, if you're preparing for things to get a little bit crazy and you might have to rely on canned goods for, I don't know, the rest of your life, then hit the subscribe button below because these are the conversations I'm trying to have on this channel. And I do need to mention that the biggest supporter of the channel is Midway USA, who always makes it a lot easier for me to get more prepared and helps support me when it comes to doing things like getting out on the range. So big thanks to Midway USA. Now, everything you see here, like I said, was bought at Walmart. All the cans over here are $1 or less. Everything's $1 except for the cans of golden sweet corn, which you see down here, and those were 64 cents a piece. And then these cans, we have giant tuna cans, which I just bought because I like the idea of a giant tuna can. These are 13 bucks a piece. And then we have everybody's favorite canned chicken, and if it's not, it should be because it's awesome. And these are now $10 for a 4-pack. They used to be, $7 or $8, but what do I know? This is 2023. But let's talk about just how easy it was for me to accomplish this 2 weeks worth of food, because I just wanted to really drill it home that this is important for you to have and easy to acquire, all right? So beef and vegetables, this is condensed soup. This is going to just kind of help supplement some of the other things you see here. You could add corn to the soup. You could eat the soup separately. You could add it even with the pork and beans you see over here. But this can right here has 225 calories in it, right? We got 12 of those, so that's $12. This can, pork and beans and tomato sauce, so some other vitamins, some protein, everything else. This can has, let's see, 420 calories per can. So now you have 12 of those. Each one of these was $1. Then we have, let's see, good old pasta. Now, canned pasta, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like canned pasta or whatever. Listen, here's one good thing about canned pasta compared to everything else you see on the table here. It has really high fat content. This one can actually has 14% of your total fat content for your daily intake, which is good and harder to come by when it comes to canned goods compared to other things. So just keep that in mind. You do need a lot of fat in order to store that energy and get through a difficult situation. So this can right here has 330 calories in it. It was $1 per can. Then we have this can over here. This is the macaroni and tomato and beef sauce. And then we have everybody's favorite, pasta rings and meatballs and tomato sauce. This has 390 calories per can and 18% of your total fat per day value. So I think that's a good thing to have, all right? And then, let's see here. We've got the sweet corn, okay? Now the sweet corn, which we all know doesn't have the best nutritional value, but it will fill your belly, and that's gonna be important in some kind of emergency situation, okay? Golden sweet whole kernel corn, these were 64 cents a can, 60 calories per serving, so this can has actually 210 calories in it, but like I said, 64 cents per can. So, the tuna, $13 per can, let's see. 90 times 16 is gonna be, what, 1,440 calories in one can for 13 bucks, okay? Plus tons of protein, which you can't go wrong with. And then we have the canned chicken, and in this container, you get 14 servings at 70 calories a piece, so that's 980 calories, all right? 27,240 calories for $120. It really is this easy, and this is what you should do if you don't have anything. And this is what you should have if you have everything. If you have 1,000 rounds of ammunition, but you don't have this, you're probably doing it wrong. And if you don't have this, in canned goods, but you have it in dried goods and everything else, keep in mind what these can do to supplement those dried goods, right? It is cheaper to get more calories when you buy things like beans and rice, but you'll have to have water to cook them, you'll have to have energy to cook with, whether or not that's fire or using propane or using something that's electric. Either way, you're gonna have to cook it, you're gonna have to have the water to cook it, and it's gonna be very, very bland. So if you do have rice and beans, why not have 2 weeks worth of canned goods on hand as well that you can then add your beef with vegetables and barley condensed soup to, and suddenly have a much better tasting, much more nutritionally valuable meal, right? So this is just easy stuff. And I just wanted to remind everybody about it. So when I went to Walmart the other day, which I don't have a Costco or anything else nearby, so that's just where I have to go, okay? I'm sorry. But I figured, you know, I'm here, let's just buy 2 weeks worth of canned food and just show everybody like how easy that is. 24 cans of corn, 24 cans of canned pasta, 12 cans of condensed soup, 12 cans of pork and beans, 2 giant cans of tuna, 3 4-packs of cans of, you know, canned chicken, and I've got 2 weeks of food now. Literally, for 2 weeks straight, I could open all these cans and just eat them, and I'd be good to go. It's really easy. Make sure you have this. And if you don't have this, start small. Maybe get 1 can. I probably wouldn't get this if it was all you had, because once you open it, you gotta have a way to store it, aka refrigeration, or you gotta eat it. And I have a large family, so I'm not worried about it. But for an individual, maybe getting the giant cans isn't the best idea. But what I'm trying to say is just make sure you start small. Get 12 cans to begin with, and then get another 12, and then get another 12, right? Just build on top of that. But we get so carried away with some of the other stuff that's out there when it comes to preparedness that we forget about how easy it is and how affordable it is to just do the bare minimum. So do that.